After you learned how to create CAD drawings in MasterCAM, now you're ready to learn how to apply toolpaths on the CAD drawings in MasterCAM. To do that, the first step is to define the machine type. We can do that by clicking here, Machine. And there are different machines in here. And the one I'm going to use in this example is milling machine. Keep that in mind. I'm also using a demonstration version of MasterCAM, so the only choice that I have is default. If it was a full version of MasterCAM, I would have seen a list of machines in here. It could be the one that we use in the school, the Haas machine, the 3-axis one. You can see the 4-axis one. There are more than or more machines that you can choose from. But in this example, I'm going to use default. And you will see this machine group just generated, and you will want to change the properties in here. So the first one you want to change is the tool setting, and the second one is the start setup. In the tool setting, you will see this window. So the first thing you want to do is to assign two numbers sequentially. What will happen is that every time you assign a number or you select a new tools in here, the MasterCAM will assign a number for it. So if the first the tool, the MasterCAM will assign the tool number 1, T1. The second tool that you apply to here, the MasterCAM will assign a tool number 2 in here. So every time you bring in, and the MasterCAM will assign the numbers sequentially. If you don't do that, you could bring in a tool that's 215. The second tool can be 25. The third tool can be 2. So it will save you some time in the future, because you will not have to adjust the two numbers in your G code or when you do an actual toolpath on MasterCAM. But by doing that, all two numbers will be in sequence. The second thing you want to do is to override default values, and we want to override these. I'm going to explain that when we are ready to do the toolpaths. And then you can do a setup in here, in this setup. So what I have is, in this CAD drawing, that's what I have is 2x4 block. And this 2x4, what will happen is that if I use all entities, it will count all the elements in this drawing. That includes the dimensions. In MasterCAM, the dimension is one of those elements. So if, for example, I'm going to apply it right now, you can see in here, this number is not 4 inch, this number is not 2 inch. So this 4 inch is now 5.27. What will happen is that 4 inch in this length plus this length. So this length could be somewhere about 1.274 inch. So 4 plus this is 5.274. Similarly, the Y also. But if you have dimension on your drawing, I will recommend you to do this, select corner. Now, you will see that this drawing, you will see the 2x4. Well, and then because this is a 2D model, you will not see the height. So I will have to do that by manually. I'm going to add 1 inch in here. Say OK. You will see that in here. So you will see the block in here. Now I'm going back to the start setup. Now keep that in mind. This start setup is critical only when you want to see the simulation in here. It will not affect your G code. Your G code is still based on your 0 and 0. But if your start setup, if you want to see your simulation and your start setup is not set up correctly, you will not be able to see that. For example, I'm going to change this number, this point to 0, 0. So basically my 0, 0 is here. So I'm going to shift the block. When you will see what happened. Say OK, the block is here. So I will able to see the simulations in here only because the block is in here. Now when you do, if I have more machining done in here, I will only see the machining portion around here. I will not see the simulation in this side because my block is over here. Now let me go back, start setup. I can also change the properties in here. I can change my 0 in here. back to here. So this is my 0 0. I have a 2 by 4 block, and I have 1 inch thick. Say OK. Now in many cases, your simulations in your drawing, in most of the machining, the very top surface, you want to machine the top surface because that's the to remove some of the imperfection of the surface on the block. If that is your drawing, a lot of time that you want to do a skim cut on the top to clean the surface, if you do that, if you don't have material here, MasterCAM will not show. So when you do a simulation, you want to put a 50,000, 10,000, 20,000 material in here, simulates how you want to do it in the real world, then you can apply it in here. So when I do that, let's take a look. The block actually shifted up. So if I do a MasterCAM simulation, this will show you a 50,000 cuts. You can see the cuts in here. If you don't do that, your two path, you will not see the simulation of the two path if you have the surface cuts in there. Now let's go back. Now if I delete these numbers, click on it, delete, click and delete. Now let me go back to the start setup. In here, if I delete those two numbers, so now everything I have is this block, this 4 inch and 2 inch square. I can use all entities, because by doing all entities, this will recognize my 2 inch, this will recognize my 4 inch. And then I will have my height, again 1 inch. And if I want to make it 0.1 inch up, it will show me the stock. And then let's go back. So these two are the setup and then two settings for almost every drawing. And if you have the different type of drawings, sometimes it is important to just draw the block size around your geometry so that you can define your block, the stock, so that when you do the simulation you will see it, even though you are not drawing the block for the part of, even though the block is not part of the geometry that you draw, but that block can help you to define the stock setup.